I was walking through the woods, the air thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. The trees loomed overhead, their branches intertwining to form a canopy that blocked out the sky. The only sounds were the crunch of leaves underfoot and the occasional rustle of small creatures scurrying through the underbrush. The deeper I ventured, the more the forest seemed to close in around me, the shadows growing longer and darker with each step. It was as if the forest itself was alive, watching me, waiting for something, when I stumbled upon a dead body. The sight was so sudden and unexpected that I froze in place, my heart pounding in my chest. The body lay sprawled on the forest floor, partially hidden by fallen leaves and undergrowth. It was clear that it had been there for some time, the skin pale and mottled, the eyes staring sightlessly up at the canopy above. I felt a wave of nausea wash over me, and I had to fight the urge to turn and run. The forest was dark and shadowy, the trees casting long, eerie shadows that seemed to move and shift as I watched. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the silence was oppressive, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant call of a bird. I felt a chill run down my spine, and I knew that I was not alone. There was something in the forest with me, something that was watching and waiting, and the sight of the decaying corpse sent chills down my spine. The body was in an advanced state of decomposition, the skin stretched tight over the bones, the flesh rotting away to reveal the skeletal structure beneath. The smell was overwhelming, a sickly sweet odor that clung to the back of my throat and made my stomach churn. I could see the insects crawling over the body, their tiny legs moving in a frenzied dance as they feasted on the decaying flesh. I waited in the dark, my breath coming in short, shallow gasps. The forest seemed to close in around me, the shadows growing deeper and more menacing with each passing moment. I could feel the weight of the darkness pressing down on me, and I knew that I had to get out of there. But my legs felt like lead, and I couldn't bring myself to move. I was paralyzed with fear, my mind racing with thoughts of what might be lurking in the shadows, feeling the forest growing more ominous by the minute. The trees seemed to sway and whisper in the wind, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The air was thick with tension, and I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing on end. I knew that I had to get out of there, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching me, waiting for the right moment to strike. The passage of time seemed to slow, and the darkness deepened. The minutes stretched into hours, and I felt as though I was trapped in a nightmare from which I could not wake. The forest seemed to close in around me, the shadows growing darker and more oppressive with each passing moment. I could feel the weight of the darkness pressing down on me, and I knew that I had to get out of there before it was too late. Ever since that day, I have been haunted by terrifying dreams. Every night, I relive the moment I stumbled upon the body, the sight of the decaying corpse burned into my mind. I wake up in a cold sweat, my heart pounding in my chest, the image of the dead man's lifeless eyes staring up at me etched into my memory. The dreams are so vivid, so real, that I can almost smell the sickly sweet odor of decay, feel the chill of the forest air on my skin. The dead man's angry spirit follows me, haunting my every step. I can feel his presence, a cold, malevolent force that lingers just out of sight. I see him in the shadows, a dark figure that watches me with eyes full of hatred and rage. I hear his voice in the wind, a whisper that sends chills down my spine. No matter where I go, I cannot escape him. He is always there, a constant reminder of the horror I witnessed in the woods, leaving me with a chilling sense of dread. I'm constantly looking over my shoulder, expecting to see his ghostly figure lurking in the shadows. The fear is always there, a gnawing sensation in the pit of my stomach that never goes away. I know that I will never be free of him, that his spirit will haunt me for the rest of my days. The forest, once a place of peace and solitude, has become a place of terror and dread. I can never go back, for I know that he is waiting for me, ready to drag me into the darkness. Credits narrator, narrator's name, writer, writer's name.